Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna Stitches. I decided to come on and do a video about the Caron Colorama Halo O'gos that I purchased the other day. This one specifically is in the colorway, I don't remember, and I took the other piece off and threw it away. I think it's like cranberry frost or something. So I know I spoke about in my haul how I was really excited for these because they are so similar to the latte cakes. And my first impression was not a very good impression. I was still happy with the yarn, but with how much I was hearing, like it's exactly like latte cakes. When I got it, I was like, no, it's not. So I have started working with this one specifically. I'm not a fan of the O'go style at all, which is the first like downfall of the yarn for me. If it was in a cake form or even a skein form, I would much prefer it. I just think this is annoying. It's nice that it doesn't tangle, but it's just, I don't like it. But as far as the yarn itself, I have started a shawl with this yarn. This is the, let me look it up really quick. I was just looking at the video. The Half Circle Eyelet Shawl by Carrie Penny, the Happy Crafty Homemaker. I will link her down below. This is kind of my go-to shawl when I'm not really sure what to make with yarn, but I do want to use the yarn. This is my go-to. It's so simple. It's a 2-row repeat. There's only 4 different rows all together, so once you get to row 4, the rest of it's just repeat. Row 3 and 4 all the way through. It's very simple to take with you on the go and everything because it is just a 2-row repeat. So I just started this about an hour ago, just kind of getting a feel for the yarn. I am using a Furls Odyssey in size L. Can't really see that. There you go. Which is a 7mm. Because I only had one of this colorway, I decided to go with a bigger hook and make something a little bit more drapey. Plus, I've noticed with the latte cakes at least that if you do use a smaller hook with the yarn, because of all the fuzz or the halo or the fur or whatever you want to call it, the stitch pattern gets lost in it. So this yarn, very similar to the latte cakes, it is better to use a pattern that doesn't have much definition to it or anything like that, because it will get lost in the little halo eyelash fuzz furriness of the yarn. So I actually started this with a Streamline Furls, the one I just picked up, so my L Pride hook. Now I know I've mentioned before that my gauge between a Streamline and an Odyssey are about 1 hook size off. I do crochet tighter with the Odysseys, but the largest Odyssey I have is the L, so I had to go L to L. And I was just kind of playing around to see how it felt on both hooks. So I did start with the Streamline, and it was great with the Streamline. I do have to say that it does crochet up very similar to the latte cakes. It's very smooth on the hook, almost a buttery texture to it. Just so you guys can see, I'm only about that far in and I have a knot. So I'm gonna leave that there because it seems pretty tight. I don't feel like undoing it. But there's another, little flaw in it. I personally don't care for knots too much, or don't care about knots too much. They don't bother me. If I get one, if I can undo it, I'll undo it and redo it with a magic knot so I know it won't come out. One like that, it feels extremely tight. The chances of it coming loose are slim. Either way, there's going to be a knot in the yarn, so as unfortunate as it is, it doesn't really bother me too much. But with the Streamline, it really felt great. It felt very similar to how it feels crocheting with a latte cake, just very buttery, very smooth. I felt like I was crocheting pretty fast. And then I switched over to the Odyssey just to see how the difference is, and I actually preferred the Odyssey with it. And I know I've said previously that I do prefer crocheting with the Streamlines over the Odysseys, and that still stands true. But with this yarn specifically, it glides so well with the Streamlines. I instantly could tell that I was crocheting faster. Not that I really care much if I am or not. But I could tell that I was like flying through my rows, switching over, and it feels better even. I did try switching back to the Streamline because, like I said, my gauge does differ between the two, and even just doing a few stitches with the Odyssey, I didn't want to switch back to the Streamline. So I did keep it at the Odyssey. I'm hoping, a couple more rows in, you won't be able to even tell that I switched. I personally can tell with my tension where I switched. It was right about here. But it does, hold on, let me take the hook out. It does curl in at that point. Well, probably because that's like that. It is curling a little bit at the bottom just because of the difference in the tension. So I'm hoping that does end up straightening itself out by the time I'm done with it. As for the yarn itself, if I didn't know what a latte cake was, I would love this. I don't necessarily hate it at all. I still really like the yarn, but compared to a latte cake, I don't think it's comparable. The latte cakes are so much more fluffy, so much silkier, so much softer, and I would prefer a latte cake over the Colorama Halo. Now, as I said, if I didn't know what a latte cake was, I would have no real issue with the yarn. I'm not really liking the fuzz or the halo, whatever you want to call it. At least on this color specifically, like this darker red color, because the fuzz is white and the yarn is red, and it stands out a lot. I've never really noticed too much on the latte cakes what color that like eyelash or fuzz is, but I believe it matches the yarn. And the fact that it's white, it might be a light pink, I'm not really sure. You can't really tell. Just throws it off a little bit for me. It looks more speckled than just a part of the yarn like it does with latte cakes. It looks kind of like it shouldn't be there. When I get, into the lighter pink, you can't tell at all. What the heck is on my arm? I think that is dirt. My son was playing outside in dirt earlier today, so it probably is. So I think when I get into this, or even like this part through to the end, it won't be as noticeable that the fuzz part is white, but that was the first thing I noticed as soon as I started, that kind of threw me off, and I don't necessarily like it. The other thing, I personally don't think it's soft. I mean, it is. You can't say it's not soft, but I feel like the only part of it that is soft is the eyelash, the fuzz, the halo. The yarn itself, honestly, if you like feel through the fuzz to the yarn, it's kind of scratchy, and it's definitely just doesn't have the squish I was expecting. And again, I'm not trying to completely compare it to a latte cake because it's not a latte cake. But when it comes from the same company that makes a latte cake and looks so much like a latte cake, you would think it'd be a little bit better. Now, with that being said, I don't hate it at all. I'm still glad I bought it. I'm excited to work on the other colors I bought. Will I buy more? Probably. Even if I say I don't like a yarn, I do, especially if it's a Caron, I do end up buying more of it because I just love Caron. There hasn't been a Caron cake that I haven't liked. Well, that's not necessarily true. I don't really care for the actual lava cakes. The wool in them is very, very scratchy. And the regular Caron cakes, I'm not really too big of a fan of those either. Nothing wrong with them. I just don't really use them too much. But all the time when these like special edition Caron cakes come out, or this O'go, I do buy them, and I tend to try to buy every color that comes out in multiples because who knows how long it's going to be around. I don't know if this is going to be a limited time only like the rest of the Carons that come out at Michael's. But it seems like the regular O'gos that came out weren't out for too long before they started clearancing them down and getting rid of them. So I do want to get more. I really want the purple one and the yellow one. There was a few neutral colors. I know there's a brown, a gray, and then like a vanilla-y one. So like a ivory into like a taupe almost. That one's pretty. I don't know if I'll get those more like neutrally ones. I'm not really too big of a fan of those. Except for that vanilla-y one. I might actually get that one. But as for the brown and like the gray one, I probably won't get those. But I know I definitely want the yellow one. I was hoping the store I went to had it. Sorry. Whew. It is getting kind of late. It's almost my bedtime. It's almost 10:30, and that's usually when I'm in bed. But I did check all the stores around me that I generally go to, and none of them had that yellow one. So that's why I did go with the 4 colors I went with. So I probably will get more. I might get enough of one of the colors to make a wearable. I'm not really sure yet, because if you've watched my other videos, I did recently have gastric bypass surgery, and I have already, in the month since I've had it, lost 28 pounds. I just weighed myself a couple minutes ago. No. 27. I was close. So I have already lost 27 pounds in the past month. And I am going to start working out more once my husband goes back to work on Tuesday. And it's supposed to fall off really, really fast within like month 2 and month 3. So I don't know if I want to make a wearable or not, because I want to wear or make something that I can wear, but I don't also want to make something a size that's not going to fit me in a couple months. So maybe I'll make it a few sizes lower, and then maybe by Christmas time when it's cold here, I can wear it. Who knows? I don't know. But I do like it. I wish I didn't know what a latte cake was. I think that's my biggest problem, is it's so similar to a latte cake. And not only because everybody was saying it's so much like a latte cake. I think it looks like it. Before I even saw any reviews or anybody talking about it, and I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I need it. It looks like a latte cake. It's got to be the same yarn. So I do wish I didn't have the love for the latte cake that I do. Because I think if I didn't, I would definitely love this yarn a lot more. I don't hate it. I love it. I do. I just wish it had more to it. And I think, again, if I didn't know what a latte cake was, I think I would definitely, like, over the top love it. So yeah, that is all I got on this yarn. I'll show the finished product when I'm done with it, but I do like it, and it's so nice to crochet with. I just wish it was a little bit softer and more latte cakey, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So just to show you it one more time, I think I just got like 3 or 4 rows done while we were sitting here talking. So that is the start of the eyelet shawl with the Caron Colorama Halo O'gos. Plus the name is just like really long, but it's nice, but it's kind of disappointing at the same time. And if you don't feel it too hard, it is really, really soft. It's just when I feel the actual yarn, it's scratchy. But thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, share my video. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you guys for the next one. Bye.